Hello there, Taurus. Welcome, welcome. We're going to look at your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of February 7th through the 13th. We are starting with Saturday, so we'll start with the weekend and then we'll move into the weekdays. I don't like to break the weekend up. So let's get some cards down. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Boopity doo doo, boopity doo doo. What do we have for you? Okay, so Saturday's card shows up as the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins talks about doing something that brings stability and security or makes you feel stable and secure with your family or with your tribe. So, really like this. This is, enjoying something that is nice, not only just by yourself, but with other people as well. So, feeling nice and stable and secure in your activities on Saturday. Sunday, what we have showing up is the Ten of Swords coming up in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse just basically says there's something that has caused some tension, arguments, or debates, and you thought that it was already put to bed, dead and done with, and over. And we see that cause of tension coming back up again, needs to be dealt with one more time. So, time to really figure out how to deal with it and make it go completely away. All right, let's look at the week. We're starting off with Monday. Oh, this is really nice. Well, I mean, this kind of fits for Taurus because we are an earth sign. And when I say we, my rising sign is Taurus. So I'm trying to pay attention to what's coming up in this video. Anyway, Monday we have the Nine of Coins. This talks about doing something independently or self sufficiently, something that makes us feel happy, satisfied, that kind of thing. Okay, so very nice card. Very nice. Very nice. And then Tuesday, Four of Coins. We are stashing away something for the future that very well could be money, but it could be something else as well. Excuse me. Once we get to Wednesday, my fellow Taurians, what do we have? We've got a page of clubs coming up in reverse. This just means there's something that we are excited to get off the ground, and maybe we've invited somebody else to come along for the ride with us. And this is them coming in on Wednesday and saying, I'm not really down with that, or I'm not able to do that, whatever that is. They're telling us that they cannot come along for the ride with us, or they will not, whichever happens to be the case here. I think it's going to be different for different ones of us. Then we get into Thursday. So once we're looking at Thursday, we have our Nine of Swords showing up here. This just tells me there's something going on that is causing a little bit of stress, stressful situation. Always a good idea when we see the Nine of Swords to step back and look at this more objectively. Usually, when this card comes up, we're stressing out about something that's not even in our control anyway. And so we want to do the best that we can and then just let everything unfold the way that it needs to unfold and sort of make peace with, I've done the best that I could do here along the way so that we're not carrying that kind of stress. Because the kind of stress that's on the Nine of Swords is not healthy for us to carry. It's also not rational because this is stress about outside things, things that are outside of ourselves that we cannot influence. So that's never, it's never good to carry stress about something when you can't influence it because then you don't influence when it backs off either. So let that go. Just do the best that you can and let the cookie crumble how it needs to. That's the advice whenever that card comes up. Now let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the Emperor here showing up in reverse. I kind of want to feel into this one. Tell me what's going on with this Emperor in reverse for us. Yay. All right. No sarcasm there. I am very sarcastic sometimes. Anyway, the Emperor in reverse, I feel like this is somebody that we're dealing with in our sphere of influence who may have some strong narcissistic tendencies. Does not have to be a male just because he's showing up as the Emperor here. Although I probably will say like he 1,001 times because it is the Emperor card. But that's none of these court cards or major arcanas really indicate a gender generally. They talk more about personality, personality traits that come up. So this has to do with the idea that we're having to interact with a narcissist here on Friday. Now we get to choose how long is this interaction going to be and how manipulated or sucked in are we going to be by this person. You know, how much are they going to impact our self-esteem and our lives? How long are we even going to talk to them? Maybe we see them coming and we duck around the corner so that they don't see us. I don't know. Always with a narcissist, the shorter the interaction, the better. And so a lot of you know exactly who I'm talking about. And of course, if you don't, then by the end of Friday you will. And then also, let's just remember this is a general reading for like the whole collective. And so this may not impact, well, not every little bit of this is going to impact every single Taurus that watches this. So we do want to remember that too. That just because it shows up doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen in your life, you know? And the most important thing about how we handle those things that happen in our life is our reaction to them. So let's keep control over what we can keep control of and let the world do what it needs to do. All right. If you guys want to find out more about me and my services, feel free to check out my website right there above my head. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter where I do tarot predictions for every sign every week, and they're not the same as the ones I do in the videos, then feel free to do that. My newsletter is kind of my thing that I keep on sticking with even when I'm getting really busy and I don't have time to do videos. The newsletter is always like my primary home base where I'm still getting out and reaching my people. So if you're interested in those weekly predictions there, go ahead and sign up for that. And of course, if you want a reading, feel free to reach out to me. If you think I'm doing good on the collective reading, then I will knock your socks off on a personal one. Everyone, I hope you have a fantastic week. Peace out.